back to Tabby Talks.
With Amisha and Asad. Pat McGrath, Red Bottoms. Serious gag. Directed by Baz Luhrmann and everything made sense. From 1921 to 1931, aka right before the Great Depression reached Paris, the French economy boomed and it was deemed the crazy years, re-establishing Paris as a capital of art, music, literature, and cinema. So this gives us an understanding as to why Galliano's latest cabaret style Maison Margiela show pays homage to the underbelly of Paris.
Yeah, and John Galliano is such an amazing creative director, and we see his works all over the fashion industry in Paris. We see him in Givenchy and also in Christian Dior, which was one of the most memorable. Yeah.
Golden years of Dior.
Yep. But sadly, he did some stuff, and
Fell from grace.
but with the help of
Anna Wintour, he got back on his feet when he worked with Oscar de la Renta during his residency for his autumn ready-to-wear in 2011, I think. Yeah. And then after that, he was with Maison Margiela ever since.
Hence why we're talking about the artisanal collection of Maison Margiela 2024. And Galliano gave us a fantasy, gave us a story. It was, an emotional, theatrical, it was romantic. But
It was
very
cabaret.
it was very historical. Hence why I look like Oliver Twist today.
Yeah. And I look like, what? What did you say just now? Honorable lady?
Yeah, you look like a
I look like a lady, first of all.
you look a lady. With the black, she's a morning lady.
Yeah.
She's a morning lady.
Yeah.
The rich husband just passed away.
Yeah.
Back to Maison Margiela.
Yeah.
It was done in a shadow cell bar, which was actually beside the river.
Yeah, actually, the whole that place took place under the Pont Alexander Bridge, which is across the River Seine.
And if you can see through the show, it started off by the streets, and the streets were already wet,
Yeah.
So and then they started with the mist.
Yes.
So it was a dramatic entrance for sure.
And he comes running in.
Yeah. So it was, and then how on TikTok people say "Oh, this is me before watching the show," and the people were actually tearing up.
Yeah. I cried.
Actually, at first I was like, okay, people are being dramatic.
You do.
They're not actually.
He texted me and he was like, "Girl, I just finished watching this show. I teared up." I was like, "It can't be that serious. It can't be that serious."
And she was like, "You go."
Then I watched it and then tears were shed.
Yeah. I was like, okay. I didn't know that fashion show can actually make me
So emotional, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't sit proper. I was watching in bed a minute. I was like, wait, I want to sleep, but I'm feeling emotions,
But then, so yeah.
But the creation of the show, the whole gist of it, it was about this voluptuous body form. We've seen females and males in corsets. We've seen the bustier being enlarged. Dramatic proportions. We've seen a lot of fabrics. Extravagant hair, and of course the porcelain makeup.
Porcelain makeup. The one that actually caught my eye to get me seated for this show.
Yeah, and it has blown ever since on TikTok.
Yep, everywhere.
And of course, we can't not talk about the makeup, which was the porcelain doll makeup, which was done by the amazing
Pat McGrath.
And Pat McGrath, a little bit background about her, is that she has been working with Galliano since the 2000s, so since Dior.
Since 90s Dior.
And I think one of her memorable makeups was definitely the crystal makeup look that she did. Amazing.
Exactly.
And according to Vogue, Pat McGrath is also one of the influential makeup artists
in the world.
Yes. And she also owns Pat McGrath Labs, her own makeup brand.
Yeah. I have travel size glitter. I love it though. It's so good.
The overview of the makeup was that, it was about bleached brows, pencil thin eyebrows.
Yes.
Neutral shadows, jewel colors, so it's glittery, it could be shimmery, and there's also pastel colors, the blue shadows.
Yep.
Yeah, that was so doll-like.
I know.
And then some neutral shadows there, and then the cream blushes to give that, look of the doll.
The doll cheeks.
Yep. And the lips were glossed up, and of course, the skin. the porcelain doll skin.
Mm-hmm. That Pat McGrath was so generous to share on a live tutorial. It's so nice to see some creatives like not gatekeep such valuable information
I mean,
like that.
she saw that people loved it, and I love how she gave back.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the beauty of like the fashion
and
industry.
art.
Yeah,
That's what art's all about. Like,
it's the connection between humans in there, through the form of art. And we've seen it, a lot of influencers and YouTube content creators recreate it. And I even saw like this like girl use like Elmer's glue.
whoa, glue on your face.
I don't know if
Your
it's skin
entire
safe.
face?
Like, I know like
Should be like kid safe. Like that should be fine. But
I mean like I think skin safe, but face.
face.
Dude, I think my paw was just like shut. It just shut.
The real formula, like the real secret, is to use the face mask and the Freeman's face mask.
The famous, and she
With water.
has like she did like a whole interview with Vogue, to list out all the products.
Yep.
We'll list it in the bio for YouTube for that
Period.
one
Wow.
for reference.
For reference.
Ooh, okay.
I thought you were gonna
journalism.
say for free. I was like, Mima, for free. Dia pun bagi for free. We're gonna get into the looks now. And obviously, at the start of the show, it opens with the model wearing a corset. For once in a very long time, it was 100% about the clothes. That's why we're so excited to talk about this.
And then he ran from the streets in a corset with pants.
Yep.
And then that corset was a white corset. And the whole like overview, it was about corsets in men and women too.
Yep.
Which was I think I could pull off a corset.
I think you would.
I don't know
Girl,
about my
you got a
tummy.
skinny waist.
I don't know about my tummy lah. I'm in my bulking face right now.
But that's the magic of like corsets.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter.
And then another part, I think, which is your favorite, organza.
Yes. Organza is my favorite fabric / material of all time. Like, growing up, I would try to cari baju raya yang ada organza because I thought it was so chic, so glamorous.
Is there any like baju raya with organza?
Zalia used to use organza a lot. But then, yang paling I ingat is like Alia B juga.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but then like I couldn't because organza is so expensive.
I see.
It's like so like the whole sheer and like it's so fun to play with and like the shadowing semua lawa gila. Like, you know Iris Van Herpen?
Yep.
She uses a lot of organza.
Oh, Iris Van Herpen is a beautiful episode to be talked about.
Kind.
Okay, put it in the vault.
Write that down.
Okay, how about organza in Maison Margiela's
Yeah,
collection?
so one of the looks that showcases my love for organza a lot. An example is this look right here, because like doesn't it look like it's
Oh my god, I'm actually dying. Wait, let me take a sip of water.
tu aku minum dulu. Back to organza. Doesn't it look like it just jumps?
Okay, put the picture back on the screen.
Tak rasa ke macam painting?
Yeah, actually does look a painting. If you look closely at the makeup here, it's not makeup in the sense of you put on the face. It feels like a painting from a far distance.
2D.
Yeah, and it looks like and the whole outfit, the coloring, it feels like they're blended with a brush.
Betul. The shadowing of the how he incorporates organza into this look is incredible because there's like tones of blue, and then when it comes to the body, it's completely like it's peaches and stuff. So
It looks like there's like a light that's reflecting, shining from one spot. Yeah.
betul.
And I love how even the hat here, he even incorporated that, given that the tones also.
Yep.
Yeah.
And is she wearing tabby hooves or?
Yeah, I think she's wearing and the thing is, they're two different colors.
I know.
I know.
So much thought was put into this collection. Macam, it's really not just about the show, it's about the clothes. Like, memang 100% about the clothes. It's amazing. But these are hooves or heels?
They look like heel hooves.
Heel?
No, because okay, when I zoom this picture. Thoughts and opinions. Do you think these are heels or hooves? Because to me it looks like heels, but a hoof is cut into it.
That's true.
Yeah. It's like a stiletto, the thick one.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
And is she on tiptoe?
I feel like she's on tiptoe.
That's incredible.
We don't see the heel there.
That's crazy.
And
Ni pun tiptoe kan?
yeah, this is also tiptoe. Then her picture here, and she also. And then if you like look into this one, the knee part of it, they purposely.
They ripped it and they purposely painted it because you know how like when dolls like scratch their knee, technically it macam
Exposes the
inside of the doll
skeleton.
Yeah. Incredible.
And then you can see like she's wearing ballet orange tabby.
But the whole time she's walking on tiptoes. Crazy.
And then it makes sense that they tiptoe because you know how dolls, they don't really stand on it like Barbie, you know, in the movie. They're always tiptoeing.
Yeah.
So it's a real life depiction of a Paris doll.
Exactly. Another way organza was used in this collection is Galliano layered organza smashed together to look like wool. Like when I first saw this pic, I swear I thought it was like pleated wool.
I also thought it was wool because it looks fuzzy.
Kind. But no, it's organza.
Wow, that's amazing.
Incredible. Crazy. I'm running out of adjectives at this point already. It's crazy. So
You know,
early into this.
5 episodes in. This episode 4. 4 episodes in, and we're actually losing up adjectives.
Kind. Time to open the thesaurus.
But you know what I realized about this whole collection is that it's not much about the tailoring of it, you know. I didn't see that. Do you know why?
Why? Me? Right, I know why. Because Galliano describes it as yes. Because Galliano describes it as emotional cutting during the production of the pieces, in which he macam like there were temporary adjustments made to the garments as he was making them, such as like putting up a collar or like hiking up a trouser, and then after that it was permanently cut into the garments to reshape the silhouette. It's very vulnerable, like a vulnerable technique Galliano uses, where he just cuts it as he goes. So that's why like you can see, especially in this pic,
This look right here.
yeah, it's giving wet cardboard.
It is actually, and it's very expressive way of tailoring.
Kind.
Yeah, you can see like how the picture here it's a wet cardboard look, and you can even see in the bag it looks like a busted.
Like a box
Yeah, it's like
that you've
you know
opened.
how you like DIY your own bag for your dolls and you just tape it.
Yes.
This is what it
Yes.
looks like.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
But it also looks like when Abang Pus Laju datang and you open the box and
The paso fragile tape.
Yes.
Tapi is like busted. Yeah.
and you want to make it into a bag. But like, girl, this looks exactly like wet cardboard. I'm so curious what he used to make this. Because if it's something like leather or something and he can make the texture macam ni.
But
like,
then
super
again,
cute.
if you talk about leather, right? How do you even get the that like fringe?
The ruffles.
Yeah, the ruffles around that.
That's why I'm so curious. What did he use?
Hey, Galliano, if
Galliano,
you're
hit
watching
us up.
this,
We know you're on our Pinterest board. Because you know we're literally Tabby Talks. I know.
yeah,
I know
we
you check
actually
up on us.
name our podcast after your brand.
Yeah.
So
If you're watching, please give us some intel. Favorite looks from the show. Me personally, I loved this one. It's giving Dorothy from Wizard of Oz. Like,
was it the final look or like was it like before the final look?
right before like this one? That's again.
Okay, yeah. She looks
Smaller.
like a young lady in Parisian, you know.
Yeah.
Like an educated
Like an
one.
innocent little girl.
Yeah.
High fashion Dorothy. So I personally love it. And her being on tiptoe. Childlike innocence, so cute.
My favorite look was definitely this men's. Okay, I'm gonna put a picture, but I'm gonna show it still. This picture. Oop, nampak peace sticker.
Oop!
Oh, you can see the peace sticker at the back. I have my full license. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
But it's a picture of I would say like a newspaper boy.
Betul.
Yeah, as a newspaper boy, doy. What's a doy? A doll toy.
Doll boy? A toy?
And then you can see the seams of it, you know, like
Betul.
because that's how people usually like cut their dress
Betul.
for the dolls. You know, it's not they don't
It's
really.
not like perfect.
Yeah.
And
it's-
you can see the seams.
yeah, true. And of course, we have to talk about the tabbies in this. It's a leopard print tabby loafer.
It's too good.
The loafer is already my favorite.
Yeah.
And then you put leopard print,
Mm-hmm.
and on top of that, all the tabbies,
Have red bottoms. It was too good.
biting my own tongue.
I still want the flats though. The flats are still like my number one.
If I get tabbies,
But the loafers are like classic. You know what I mean?
yeah, loafers, dude. If I get my own tabbies, I will paint mine with red nail polish.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Oh my god! It's like you know how in Toy Story the creator of Woody, I don't know. Do you know that scene, that very satisfying scene when he cleans up Woody and he's like painting Woody,
Yeah.
polishing him, stitching him up. That's what this collection feels like. This collection is so well thought of, and one of the examples is that each model has like a role to play.
I feel like they're all like a part of this cohesive big story.
Betul.
You know, they all played a part of being part of Paris. You know,
They are characters.
we've seen the wet cardboard lady.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've seen the final look, which was like a very high upper
High
class.
society lady.
Yeah. And then we've seen like the guy who was running at the first, you know, just like a boy in love running in the streets.
Mm-hmm. And then we see the paper boy, of course.
Yes. So it was like every aspect
Model.
of Paris was there, you know?
Betul. Like underbelly Paris. They're all characters, not just models.
Yes.
So theatrical. Back to our collective favorite look is the final look.
Yes.
Does it look like latex to you?
It does look like, I feel it is latex to me.
It's not. It's organza.
But how can it be that shiny though?
I don't understand.
Anyways, Galliano, hit us up.
Hit us up. Please give us a 511.
I do just
411.
love how, like, when she walked in, right? And she walked so elegantly, and she held her purse just like a high upper class woman.
Betul?
Just like dainty, you know.
Yep. And this is Gwendolyn Christie. She's an actor. She's from Star Wars and Game of Thrones. You know that?
I mean, I'm not a personal
thinking.
god shower.
I don't watch GOT or Star
Yeah,
Wars.
so sorry.
But yeah, this is Gwendolyn Christie.
But amazing
Yeah.
performance.
She's walked a runway before, but I don't remember what. But this is like another time
Mhm.
she's walked, and she was so happy to be working with them.
And you know, like, one piece that actually I just thought about is that how, like, every single lady in the show, they had that chest piece.
Oh yes, the chest piece. Like, it looks like the porcelain doll,
Yeah.
plastic kind.
It feels like, I feel like that's like a detail that actually extends that, cause we're giving that doll, right, and then the makeup's already a doll, but when you put that porcelain top onto the body, I feel like it's an extension of it. It completes
becomes
the
more
look.
real.
Yeah, it's like a
Again-
completes the look.
Again, a detail that like most people won't think about, but Galliano thought of it. You know.
Yeah.
Do you know that it's actually leather? Like that's leather.
How can people put leather like that? That looks like actual porcelain. though.
Macam porcelain kan? It's leather, dude, and it's this from the brains of this guy called Robert Mercier. If I'm butchering his name, again, I'm sorry. Robert Mercier has worked on the Beyonce Mugler suit, the B suit. Do you remember?
The one with the whole antenna.
Yes, that was him.
Bleep the ass.
He is the brain behind Beyonce's Queen Bee Mugler suit for the Renaissance tour, and he also did Zendaya's Balmain wet leather dress.
Which also looks like rubber latex too.
Kind. It's not rubber. It's freaking leather. Crazy, dude.
You know, it's so amazing how the fabric mutation and creation is. You can just make stuff like that.
Kind. Like, I don't know how people think of it. It's amazing. The details of the choreography of the show,
Oh, this hat is making me itchy.
it's done. Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Even Siri was gagged. This show was worked by two Pats. It wasn't just Pat McGrath. It was this guy called Pat Boguslawski, who was behind the choreography of the models during the show. As you both saw, you know, the models, some of them held themselves like this. Some of them literally walked hugging.
Hence why we walked in like that.
Yes. Which is why it garnered such a nice reaction from the audience. They were too busy in awe to mew throughout the show. Gone are the days of mewing, and in are the days of people smiling from cheek to cheek. And they were stomping their feet with excitement, as I saw in the video.
Yeah, even some of the models also interacted with the audience too. Remember one of the ladies who were wearing the dress? You know, she was like this aristocrat lady, and then she was like holding the hand of a dude.
Yep.
Just like holding it onto it. You know, how you would do it.
Yep.
Back in the old days, you know.
Back in. I'm trying not to trigger your southern accent, but it's fine. Dah keluar dah. And some of them they were like looking at the audience.
Yeah. And then remember, like, because like they had to walk in, and then they had that pool table with the broken glasses, and then they just sat there and then just like being in character of what they are.
Yeah, I was so immersed. Like I made the same expressions at home.
Yeah.
Through my screen.
And today I met Amisha. I also walked that like.
Yes.
And
yes.
A little bit more so.
The show starts off with a short film. Have you seen Great Gatsby?
Yes, I have. Miss Lana.
Have you seen Romeo and Juliet?
No, actually, I have not.
What about like Elvis?
Oh, Elvis!
You seen Elvis?
I love Elvis.
I didn't like it. How do you like Elvis?
No, because like you know how like the movie how it was 3 hours long, right? It was exhausting. Were you exhausted when you watched the whole show?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like it was
like you could feel it.
Yeah, you were like with Elvis at a point, you know. You were at the stardom, so everything was fast. It was fast speed. But later on, like going down to the end of the movie, you know, everything felt so hectic. Everything felt exhausting because you just watched 3 hours and you watch all these theatrical performances of Elvis.
Yeah.
So like you were in it with it. You know, you had that emotional connection to the screen, which. Speaking of which, now I get it why.
Yeah, it's
when people said they teared up, and they had an emotional connection with the whole show.
Betul.
I get it.
Yeah, because when I was watching it, it felt familiar, but I didn't know why. And then when I was reading up about it, it said directed by Baz Luhrmann, and everything made sense. The film is sort of like a noir.
Yeah,
it starts off with a jewelry store robbery, and then when the stilettos were like walking on broken glass, I was like, damn. And then like the scene where the couples were lacing up each other's corsets.
And then the dude had like marks on him after opening the corset.
Yep.
It went from the dude like running in the streets and then into the actual show.
Yep.
Which was a beautiful transition.
Exactly. The thief gave the heroine like a pearl necklace.
Yeah, he stole he stole it from a shop and then he gave it to the lady.
Lepas tu, but dia bagi tak the last guy who walked in and started off the show, no kan?
I don't think that was the same guy because the guy who stole it had a coat. Remember?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. But the guy who was the first person to walk in was the one who was shirtless.
Okay, faham.
Yeah.
The first corset that basically starts off the show, it's most likely inspired by the photograph taken by Horse P. Horse. It's called a main brochure corset, and then this is the pic. Memang sama kan?
I like how Galliano is also inspired. It's like very Pinteresting also. He's a collaborator in our Tabby Talks punya inspiration board.
Okay, the thing is, kind of guy starts walking kan, and then at first I thought a classical song was gonna play, but then it started off with something that I was so familiar with as a kid, and then boom, Adele starts like singing, and it's Hometown Glory, and I grew up listening to Adele's music like in the car, like we had her CD. Basically it was like just her singing throughout the whole thing. Oh my god, I sebab gila because it's like I grew up with that song and I loved that song personally, out of everything in her 19 album. I literally listened to that song when I was like 7 to 10, so I was like, damn, is that what 19 feels like? Like she has so much grief in her heart. Like I wasn't ready. I macam, oh my god. But I could relate to it as a 7-year-old. Like that was like me and my mom's song, like Hometown Glory, and good memories with the song. And the crazy thing is, I never thought I'd make it past like 15, so I didn't even think too much about it. I was just like, I'm not looking at 19 because like at the time, 2012 was doomsday.
Yeah.
Kan?
I was like, by then I was like, I'm not going to make it past school. I'm not going to graduate.
Yeah, I'm not going to make it past UPSR. And now, girl,
we have our own podcast.
And yeah, I'm in university, bro. Like that's insane. Swear that I did not think I'd make it past 12. Sumpah though, that whole 2012 doomsday thing was so real.
Oh, there was also a movie about
Yeah,
that.
that's a movie about it. The album came out 2008 and 2011, like 1921. Adele like paid homage to Max Richter, like Vivaldi. That's why there was like a bit of classical music at the start.
And then also the opening of the show, that was a performance, right?
Yes, by this drag queen named Lucky Love, who is a Freddie Mercury impersonator.
And he also wore the corset and the pants too.
Yeah.
And he also walked for the final run of the show. Yeah, he walked after
that person?
because they walked. They finished all the models, and then they walked out. He was the last one also behind the blue lady.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. And he could say that walk, honestly. Thoughts and opinions.
Thoughts on the show. We are facing a deep creative drought, where elevated basics are the power move these days. So that's why I feel like this artisanal collection was needed in today's society.
Honestly, it's true. Like I agree with you that, I think we as humans, we enjoy the creation of fashion houses. We enjoy having, what are you pointing at?
He was like literally gonna run into us, I swear.
The dangers of podcasting in a car.
Yeah.
And there was an ice truck next to us trying to unload ice. Crazy. But I do agree that creation, I think is a beautiful part. It's part of the art, part of that human connection that we love, to have the discussion, to feel with other people with the creation. And it reminds me of like how Terry Mugler did his creations, and people loved it, and he did it for the public. And then we can also see that in this creation, that how the models interacted also with the audience.
Yep.
And beyond that, Pat McGrath also interacted with the social media audience to show how the makeup is done.
Yes.
So it was a beautiful, how do I say it, like an overarching experience.
Yep.
Beyond just the runway. Yeah, and I really hope that, we've seen it too, right?
Yeah.
New York Fashion Week, Magong.
Oh, yes. Magong.
Yeah. When I do my interns for this summer, I'm gonna walk like that.
That's the vibes I'm gonna exude.
Yeah. Even though I might spill my coffee, for real.
Yeah, and someone else's.
Yeah, like, oh, sorry.
But you could feel that Galliano was put like his entire soul into this show, or like he's at least going back to his roots.
True.
Because like the tailoring, the deconstruction, the proportions and everything, it's very Galliano.
And speaking of like going back to roots, it's so Maison Margiela. No, it's so Martin Margiela. And remember how back in the days, we're not even born at that time, but I remember how like the story of like how Martin Margiela and Agne, the MUA of Balenciaga, they were friends, and then they were in Paris, and they would usually go to the flea markets in Paris, and then they would just buy stuff, and then they would dress up, being other people, being the richest in Paris and stuff like that.
Yep.
And then you can see how, speaking of this collection, they were talking about the underbellies of Paris,
Yes, yeah.
So how these people are growing up and evolving throughout the city.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's like this like connection and like going back to the root of Martin itself, you know.
It
So
was definitely a nod to him.
yeah.
And I saw how some people were like already getting sick of the Maison Margiela show, and I'm like, are you crazy? Like, people don't appreciate, or they don't want to linger onto stuff long enough. Like, all they want to do is like hop on trends.
I saw this one TikTok. They say that, why do we have to take fashion very fast when we take art, like an art exhibition, very slow? Because if you see like in an art exhibition, you go to an art exhibition, it'll be there for months.
Yep.
And people stare at it, people read at it, people look into it, they feel the connection with the painting, with the sculpture,
Yep.
But why does it, when it comes to fashion, it's one season, that year, that's it,
Yeah.
I think we should embrace fashion just like other art,
Exactly.
Just how we look at archival pieces of Alexander McQueen, Dior in the 90s.
Yeah.
And maybe probably Maison Margiela 2024,
Like, bask and bathe into
Yeah,
it,
enjoy the art of it.
We hope you guys enjoyed listening to us deep dive into the geniusery of everyone that put their work, heart and soul into this collection.
Thank you so much for listening.
Yes, don't forget to subscribe and follow us on all platforms, on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts,
And TikTok.
and Instagram.
Till then, bye bye.